This is Iron Sharpens Iron Council. Welcome to the evolution. Hey family, I am here to tell you that none of this is easy, but I know it's gonna be worth it to share this truth, because what happened to me and what happened to my daughter could have easily been happened to anybody, because it just started as a regular trip to the dentist. She went to have her teeth extracted, ended up in jail fighting for her freedom, right? And despite all of the journey from the dentist to jail and waiting trial, and then surviving all of that, had a 3-day trial, and the verdict ended up being not guilty by reason of insanity. The prosecutor wasn't satisfied with that. Oh no, that wasn't good enough. No. She didn't get the conviction. So doing the medical side of it, the medical hearing, which I don't understand why the prosecutor was still involved, but here we are. Doing the commitment hearing, my daughter was, supposed to be evaluated and things like that. And that is where the judge then decides, well, how should she be committed? And if he's going to commit her, for how long? So the prosecutor decided that, she's not going to tell the truth. The truth is not important here. She needs to get my daughter one way or the other. So what she did was she invented a 50-page letter that doesn't exist. She was grandstanding, flagging around papers, a stack of white papers. Nobody could read that. She didn't show it to the judge. She didn't show it to the public defender. She didn't show it to anybody. She was just flagging it, and it was just quite the scene. And she kept calling it a 50-page manifesto that the defendant, pointing to my daughter, wrote to her husband on how to care for the same children that she tried to murder. Again, the vilification plan was in full effect, right? And so the public defender didn't object. And I bring that to your clear attention, because later on, when I went to the court records for the case, I asked the clerk for the record, and I was looking through, and I said, I'm sorry, I can't find a 50-page letter. I see several different letters that are short and sweet and kind and endearing and very loving from my daughter to her husband, but I didn't see a 50-page manifesto. I didn't see a 50-page letter. There was nothing in her record was 50 pages long. So I said, okay, maybe you need to look, because I don't see a 50-page letter. I don't see a 50-page manifesto. Is there another record? Is there a separate record that the prosecutor would have that I wouldn't have access to, that you wouldn't see, or that no one would see? She said no. I said, well, can you take a look? Because maybe I'm just, too emotional. I don't know what's happening, but I can't find a 50-page letter or a 50-page manifesto. And I just came downstairs from the courtroom where this was said. And the prosecutor was grandstanding and flagging, a stack of white papers, calling it a 50-page manifesto that my daughter supposedly wrote. She said, ma'am, there's no 50-page letter in here. There's nothing in here that resembles a manifesto or whatever the prosecutor called it. I said, is there a record that we don't have access to? No, everything has to be in this file. And I said, okay, gotcha. So, later on, I confirmed it with my daughter when she called me. She said, no, I told you, I didn't write it. I didn't write any 50-page letter, to my husband. I know that. I just, I've been writing him because I know that he hasn't been alone with the children ever. And I was just trying to help him, because I love my children and all of that. So, yeah, my daughter was committed. Hear me now. Hear me very clearly, loud and clear. My daughter was committed at her commitment hearing based on fraudulent evidence, fabricated evidence, whatever the word you want to use. It was fake. There was no 50-page letter or manifesto. Okay. So this is just part of it. There are many. That's just one of the violations that are discovered at that same hearing, at that same commitment hearing, where the prosecutor presented false evidence of a 50-page letter that doesn't exist. Again, the public defender didn't object. She had to have known, according to the clerk, everybody has access to the same records, and they discuss and they pre-plot and plan. By the time they get to the courtroom, both sides know what both sides are going to say. This is it. And so she didn't object. Why not? And then the other side to it is that the public defender did not subpoena the people that she said she would, that she agreed to subpoena, right? She was supposed to subpoena the doctors from the hospital and other employees who had engaged with my daughter. They knew her, and they were going to come and speak very, very, brilliantly about how my daughter is just wonderful, amazing, does not deserve there. She had a psychosis based on the medication or the prescription that was in her system. She was not in a right state of mind then, but then when it's out of your system, it's kind of like I'm gonna compare it to people who drink alcohol. When you drink beyond the point that you can handle, you get drunk, right? you are intoxicated. You don't, then the next day you wake up with a hangover, this, that, and the next, but you don't wake up insane. So I liken it to that because learning from doctors, psychiatrists, and things like that, like I've had a long time to study this thing, right? So when you are intoxicated by a prescription drug, or even a non-prescription drug, but if you are intoxicated by a prescription drug and you out of your mind, you're delirious and you don't know right from wrong, and then you go to sleep and you wake up, most of the time you don't wake up insane. Same thing like with the alcohol. You go to sleep intoxicated, you don't wake up insane. So I say that because a well-known psychiatrist drove that point home in his book, Medication Madness, which I read, and I handed a copy to the prosecutor. I think I mailed it to her, and I mailed a copy to the public defender. And I'll put a link for it in the video description box. But you drink or you get intoxicated, you don't wake up insane. You wake up, with a hangover. And so that's what was in my mind. I'm like, okay, she was temporarily insane, but she's not ongoing insane. Like she's not, like I don't understand. And I had this back and forth conversation with the public defender, like, why aren't you asking for not guilty by temporary insanity? I don't understand. Like, she's not insane. Like, she was intoxicated involuntarily, like completely different than the alcohol. You take that bottle to that glass or whatever you're drinking, that's voluntary most of the time, right? But when you get a prescription drug, you don't expect to be intoxicated. So that's clearly involuntary, which again I got from the book Medication Madness, right? What is his name? Dr. Peter. Oh God, I can't remember his name now. It's been so long. I read that book a long time ago. So She didn't object to the 50-page letter that was clearly a fake. I don't know what she was flagging around, but maybe this is what they learn in their fancy school. You have to put on a show. So that's what she did. She put on a show, and the other one she didn't object. So she also didn't, the public defender, she didn't put the people who could help my daughter. Okay, this is my daughter's public defender. She did not subpoena them. I have the emails, I have everything, I have the record, I have the court record. So let the chips fall where they may, because I'm ready this time for the lies. I didn't understand it back then. I was confused, like, why are they getting away with this? Why are they lying so brazenly? Well, when they lie this time, see, I'm armed, I'm prepared, I have the evidence, I have the truth on my side. I'm on the right side of history, so I can be bold now because I have a little bit more knowledge as to what was happening, what happened, and what is still happening to a lot of people who were also railroaded. These people are bold. They're bold because they keep getting away with it, because we don't have a network. They keep you in isolation. There's this one family's issue, and then you just kind of go away all beat up, and you don't know what to do, so you just quit. Well, not me. I'm building a network, and I want to put a stop to this. I want to bring truth back to justice. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than my daughter. It's bigger than our one case. And if I could help prevent something like this tragedy from happening to anyone else, I will have done my job. I will have done my job. It is now my destiny to prevent this from happening. I'm going to shout this out to the top of from the top of the rooftops, or however that phrase goes. I'm always butchering phrases. I'm sorry, but I cannot remain silent anymore and let these liars get away with this. Oh, let me tell you another thing. The public defender, while this was going on, there was a glowing article written about her, how she is the hero and the champion for the mental health community. And I'm like, who, her? Annette Miller? No. And she has a lot of these articles, framed in her office because she's really proud of the work that she does. But I'll get into the details of how she did not, like I said, I have the record. If they try to pad the records now, well, I have the real one. So good luck with that. And, when your fear is removed, it's such a freeing spirit that I can't tell you. Like, listen, I have nothing to lose here. Okay, my daughter's already given up hope of restoring her name, giving up hope and faith, but I haven't. I didn't lose my faith. I'm going to keep fighting, and I want her name cleared, and I want a public apology, and I want them wearing orange jumpsuits. How about that? Everyone is afraid of wearing the orange jumpsuits. They are too. So you go in the court and you lie, there ought to be some consequences, And so I'm here, I'm building, and I'm trying to keep everyone aware of what is going on, because this could happen to any one of us. And I don't want them to get away with it anymore. It's really just that simple. I don't like complicated things. It's just really just that simple. Tell the truth. Seek the truth, not a conviction. Put all that energy into seeking the truth. I don't understand. I don't understand what is the meaning behind all of. I just don't get it. But I don't know how they sleep at night. But I sleep better now that I'm bringing this out into the open. And to be perfectly honest, I'm kind of triggered because I haven't had to really dig into a lot of this stuff for a long time, and I had to bury it and stuff it down. and just become numb to it, because it's just, the pain was just so great. So that's why you don't see a lot of videos like back to back to back, because I have to take a breather. I have to take a step back, because this is my daughter we're talking about, right? And but she could have very well been anybody's daughter, anybody's son, any one of us. It could have happened to anyone. All of us go to the dentist. All of us trust the dentist to be the medical expert, to take care of us. And when they fail us, this is what happens. But thank goodness I did meet some really good people along the way. I met a lot of like horrible people too along the way, and I'm just naming names regardless, because I want the truth to be told. I'm telling you about all the horrible people I met. I'm telling you about the good people that I met. Everything, the whole kit and caboodle is going to be in the book, and a follow-up docu-series that I pray will be made very, very soon, because the truth needs to be told. So that's pretty much the summary. I tried to make it short, but that's the summary for right now. So please, 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 spam the comments, hashtag clear her name, so that we can continue to amplify this message, so that we can reach as many people as possible. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. And I'll see you in the next video.